Hi everybody, I'm Jackie and welcome to my channel, Cherished Memories Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet my vintage retro hexagon. I have one here in green and orange. My camera's not picking up the true color of that green though. And we have a light pink and a medium pink, purple and a medium pink. And I used a number 4 weight yarn and a 4mm hook, and they measure about 7 inches wide. During the video, I'm going to refer to the color that you choose to do your petals as number 1 yarn and the background as number 2 yarn. And we'll go ahead and get started. First off, we're going to do the chain 4. We're going to slip stitch back into that first chain. And now we're going to chain 1. And we're going to go in the center of that chain 4, and we're going to do 12 half double crochets. It's 1, and 3. So go ahead and continue this until you have 12 half double crochets, and I'll meet you back here at the end. Okay, I'm at the end of the row. I've got all 12 of my half double crochets. I'm going to skip over that chain 1, and I'm going to slip stitch into our first half double crochet. I'm going to chain 1 and cut off. And now we're going to be working with the color of our petal, which will be yarn number 1. And you can attach that to any half double crochet. Okay, so now we're going to chain 3, and chain 3 acts as our first double crochet. Now we're going to go back in the same stitch, and we're going to add 2 double crochets. We're going to chain 2. We're going to skip a stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to do 3 double crochets. And chain 2. Oops. We're going to skip a stitch, and we're going to put 3 more double crochets in the same stitch, skip a stitch, and 3 double crochets in the next stitch, and in between each 3 double crochet cluster, don't forget to do that chain 2. Skip a stitch, 3 doubles in the same stitch, and chain 2. So go ahead and continue this, and I'll meet you here at the end. Okay, I'm at the end of the row. I just did my last chain 2. Now we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. And then don't cut your yarn, just pull a loop up large enough that you can't lose it. And now we're going to add yarn number 2. And we are going to add it. We just slip stitched right here. And here's 3 double crochet cluster. And here is the stitch we skipped in row 1. We're going to attach it there, but we're going to attach it in front of these chains. So for this row, we're going to be working in front of the double crochets in the chain 2. Okay, what I like to do is I like to pull that tail to the back, just like that. Insert my hook. I'm going to pull up a loop. I'm going to chain 3. This acts as our first double crochet for the row. Now I'm going to chain 5. So we've got a total of 8 chains. So that will be the first 3 as a double crochet, and then we've got 5 chains. So now we're going to skip over to the next skip stitch, and we're going to do a double crochet. So see, this is how it should look. And now we're going to chain 5 more. Skip to the next skip stitch, do a double crochet there, and then you're going to chain 5, and you're going to continue the same pattern all the way around to the end. So go ahead and finish that, and I'll meet you here at the end. Okay, I'm at the end of row 3. I just did my chain 5. And now we're going to take our number 1 yarn with the loop. We're going to pull the loop towards us and the working yarn. Just lay it flat like that, and this will lock in the number 1 yarn. Now we're going to jump over here, and we're going to go into the 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3, and do a slip stitch. Now we're going to pull a large loop, just like that. Now we're going to go back into number 1 yarn, pull it tight, just like that. And okay, at number 4 in this row, we're going to be picking up the chain 5s. Only in this row, though, will we be picking up any chains. Okay, so now we're going to chain 3, and this acts as our first double crochet. And now in the second stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets, but we're actually also going to be picking up that chain 5. So I'm going to insert my hook, then I'm going to slip under that chain 5 like that. And I'm going to do a double crochet. And 1 more double crochet in that same stitch. See how I just slipped through under that chain 5? And now in the next stitch we do only 1 double crochet. And remember to slip through under that chain 5. So we have a chain 3, which acts as a double crochet, 1 double crochet in the first stitch. Second stitch we have 2 double crochets. The next stitch we have 1 double crochet. And now we're going to chain 3. And now we're going to take the loop and the working yarn over of number 2 yarn. Lay it flat towards you. Okay, so now we're going to push this chain 5 back. We're going to go in the first double crochet there. Now I'm going to slip underneath that chain 5 and do a double crochet. And 2 double crochets in the next one. And 1 double crochet in the last one there. And this is what it will look like in the back there. Now chain 3 and go ahead and continue the same pattern. In the first one do 1 double crochet, in the second one 2 double crochet, and the next one 1 double crochet. And remember to slip under that chain 5 and work on it also. And I'll meet you here at the end. Okay, I'm at the end of row 4. we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, pull up a loop, and try to keep your yarn straight. Okay, so now we're going to be working in number 2 yarn again. Let's go ahead and pull it tight. We're going to chain 3. This acts as our first double crochet. Now we're going to go right back in there and do another double crochet. And we're going to be working right in front of the chain 3s. So don't pick that up like we did in the last row. Just like that. And we are going to chain 6 and 6. We're going to jump over here. We're going to skip over these 4 double crochets, and in the double crochet that we did with the number 2 yarn also, we're going to do 2 double crochets, both in the same stitch. Now we're going to chain 6, and you'll jump over here and do 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and you're going to continue the same pattern all the way around. This is what it should look like so far, and I'll go ahead and finish mine, and I'll meet you here at the end of the row. Okay, I'm at the end of row 5. I just did my last chain 5. We're going to bring number 1 yarn, the loop and the working yarn over, lay it flat, and now we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 there, pull up a loop. Now we're going to work in our number 1 yarn again. We're going to chain 3, and this acts as our first double crochet. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next stitch. The next stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets, and in the last one, 1 double crochet. So we have our chain 3, and that acts as our first double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So you're going to do 2 double crochets in your third stitch. Now we're going to chain 3. Now we're going to bring our loop and our working yarn for number 2 yarn over. We're going to skip over to here, these 4, and then the first one, a double crochet in the second one, and 2 double crochets in the third one, and 1 double crochet in that last one. Chain 3, and then you're going to jump over here and do the same thing. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and 1 double crochet in the last stitch. And go ahead and continue that same pattern all the way to the end, and I'll meet you here at the end. Okay, I'm at the end of row 6. We're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. And now we're going to be using number 1 yarn again for this row. So we're going to chain 1. Oops. Okay, don't chain 1. I forgot, in this row you don't do a chain 1. We just slip stitched into it. And now we're going to go right back into it and do a single crochet. Just like that. And if you want, you can also put a some kind of marker here, a stitch marker. So it's such a little stitch, you might not know where the end is and go over it. So that might help. if you have that problem. Okay, so we just did the single crochet. We're going to skip a stitch, and then the next one we're going to do 5 double crochets. And 5. Skip a stitch, and then the next one do a single crochet. And now we're going to do a slip stitch in each one of these 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3. And in the next stitch we're going to do a single crochet, skip a stitch, and in the next stitch you're going to do 5 double crochets. And 5. I'm going to skip a stitch, and then the next one do a single crochet, and then there's the 3 chains. I'm going to slip stitch in each one of those, 2 and 3, and in the next stitch you will do your single crochet, skip a stitch, the next one 5 double crochets, skip a stitch, single crochet in the next one, and then you're going to slip stitch into the 3 chains. So go ahead and continue that same pattern, and I'll meet you here at the end of the row. Okay, I'm at the end of row 7. I'm going to slip stitch into that first single crochet. I'm going to chain 1 and cut off. We will be working with our number 2 yarn for the rest of it. Okay. Insert your hook and pull it tight. Just like that. Now we're going to chain 3. That acts as our first double crochet. And then we're going to go into the next stitch, and we're going to do 2 double crochets in the same stitch. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to go back here, and we're going to do 6 double crochets in this chain 6. So we're working behind the petal. See, there's 2. Now do a chain 1. Now we're going to be working in front. We're going to be working in front of these the chain 3 that we also slip stitched into. In the first stitch, we're going to do 1 double crochet, and in the second stitch we're going to do 2. And remember, don't pick up these chains. We're going to do 2, and then we're going to chain 1. We're going to go back here, and we're going to do 6 doubles in the chain 6. And 1 more, and a chain 1. So this is what it should look like. We've got our chain 3 that acts as our double crochet, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, our chain 1, 6 doubles in that chain 6, chain 1, and then we've got a double in our first stitch, 2 doubles in the second stitch, chain 1, and 6 double crochets in that chain 6 space, and a chain 1 that I didn't do. And go ahead and do the same pattern all the way around, and I'll meet you here at the end of the row. Okay, I'm at the end of row 8. I did my last chain 1. We're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, just like that. And so we're going to be doing triple crochets in this row. And for those that don't know how to do it, I'll show you. First though, we're going to do a chain 4, and this acts as our first triple crochet. And we're going to go into the second stitch, and we're going to do a triple. You're going to yarn over 2 times, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the second 2, yarn over, go through the last 2. Now we're going to chain 2, because we're going to make this our corner. And we're going to go right back in that same stitch and do another triple crochet. So we're going to yarn over 2 times, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the second 2, yarn over, go through the last 2. Now we have one more stitch. We're going to do one triple in that also. Yarn over 2 times, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, go through the second 2 loops, yarn over, go through the last 2 loops. And now we're going to skip over that chain 1, and in the next 6 stitches we're going to do a double crochet on each one. Running out of yarn. See, there's 1, and 6. And that's all you're going to do for this row. We've got the chain 4, which acts as our first triple, another triple in the next stitch with a chain 2 and another triple, all in the same stitch to form our corner, and in the next stitch a triple crochet. Skip over that chain 1 and do 1 double crochet over the next 6 double crochets, and I'll show you how to do one more corner. We're going to skip over that chain 1, and we're going to do a triple in the first stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to do a triple, a chain 2, and another triple in the same stitch. And we have one last stitch. We're going to do a triple there. And then we're going to skip over that chain 1, and we're going to do a double crochet on top of every one of these 6 double crochets, and go ahead and continue the same pattern, and I'll meet you here at the end of the row. Okay, I'm at the end of row 9. I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 4, just like that. Now we're going to chain 1, and in the same stitch we're going to do a half double crochet, and in the next stitch a half double crochet. And now we're at our corner. We're going to do a half double crochet, a chain 2, and another half double crochet. And now we're going to work our way to the next corner. We're going to do a half double crochet in each stitch across. Five, 9, and 10. So now you're ready for your next corner. So we started it out with a chain 1 and a half double crochet in the same stitch, half double in the next one, and that brings us to our first corner. We did a half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, half double crochet in the next 10 stitches, and then we're ready for our next corner. 1 half double crochet, chain 2, and 1 more half double crochet in the same corner there, just like that. And that follow the same pattern. All you do is you make a corner, or the corners, just do your half double crochet, chain 2, and a half double crochet, and 1 half double crochet in the in between, which is 6 or 10 stitches, and do the same pattern, and I will meet you here at the end of the row. Okay, I'm at the end of the row. On your last side, you're only going to have 8 half double crochets, because in the beginning we worked the first 2 half double crochets. So we've got 8, and then plus the 2 is 10. Okay, so we're going to skip over that chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch into that first half double crochet. And now you can either chain 1 and cut off right now, or if you have watched my videos, you know I always like to slip stitch to the corners. So I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch to the corner. I just think it looks nicer. Okay, now I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to cut my work. See, it just looks so much smoother. And now just shape your hexagon. If you had trouble, it will get easier, I promise. And there it is. And it's so fun to try different colors and seeing what they look like. And I want to thank you for watching my tutorial today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do, so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And hopefully I see you in my next video. And until then, God bless and happy crocheting. Bye-bye.